Hi, everybody. This is Holly Celiano, and today is Friday, January 17th. I wanted to give a brief update where we're at. So, last week I put out a post nothing is going to happen until Trump is back in office. That still stands. So, anybody calling it prior, we're not going to see this until Trump is back. When? I don't know exactly when. We're still looking for a couple of things that need to happen. One, we need platforms and historical bonds to start paying out. Two, we need to have USNs released and we need Republic announced. And the other thing we are looking for is once those go, then adjudicated, which is fines, penalties, CMKX, American Indians, farm claims, all of those have to go. So until that stuff goes, anything anybody's telling you is it's just not happening. So a couple other things, housekeeping things, because people message me all the time about this. Do you have to have your driver's license and birth certificate notarized? No, you do not. So whoever's putting that out, it's just not true. QFS Ledger. So this has confused a lot of people. There are scammers out there posing as Intel providers that you need to have your QFS account set up by January 19th. Well, that's a scam. That is not true. So do not fall into the fear mongering. So you wait until you are at your appointment and your QFS account will be set up then. Anybody telling you now is then telling you you have to set it up with cryptocurrencies and then they steal all your cryptocurrencies. So please, everybody, stop falling for that scam. Trusts. Trusts are not mandatory. They are advised, trust and LLC, I should say. It's advised you have them, but it's not necessary. Your QFS is a safekeeping trust per se. So things there on the QFS, you don't necessarily need to have a trust. It's advised that once you're through this process, you set up your trust and you put your house and you put your car and whatever assets you're going to purchase, and you keep all that stuff separate. But in order to transact, you do not have to have a trust. Humanitarian projects. Again, it's advised that you do something with the money that you get for humanitarian projects, but you don't have to have a project. I have said this for years. They're not going to sit at your appointment and have you give a spiel on what your humanitarian project is, and then base that, okay, you're going to get more than Susie Q that just came through here because I like your project better. That person sitting there cannot make that judgment call. So everybody, based on whatever group you're in, whether you fall in the tier 4B or you've signed up for other groups, there are all designated amounts for each of those groups. Some have contract amounts, some will have a set rate. So it just depends on what group you're in, but you do not need humanitarian projects when you go in. Anybody that tells you you have to have this and they sit and do it and they charge you for it is just making money off of you. Um, Another thing I hear all the time from people out there that Reno's on high alert. Anybody saying that, dismiss it. Reno's not on high alert. They're not going to come out and tell you this if they are anyway, but they're not. Another thing I hear is the admiral has gone or the admiral's given the green light. Anytime you see that, just dismiss it. It's just nonsense. That's not happened. It's been called so many times, it's ridiculous. And the admiral gets really upset when his name is tossed around like that. Um, People paid. That's another misnomer going around out there. Every week, oh, somebody got paid, a whale got paid, this person got paid. No, not true. Um, until the release is given, and there's release codes that have to be given, nobody is going. So just dismiss all of this. We have to see those key things that I mentioned in the beginning happen before we know we are there. So anytime you see or hear or read any of this stuff, dismiss it. Just forget it. Other things that people ask me about 10 Days of Darkness. That may not happen. That may be, could be for the bad people, not for the good people. We really don't know. Um, Martial law, that I'm told will not be happening. Actually, we've been under martial law for a long time, but shutting everything down, not happening. Um, Cutting off the grid and communications, not happening. Um, So all these things are fear mongering. So if you see that, it's all fear mongering. Just don't fall into the trap of fear. How they have controlled you is through fear. It's called loosh, and we have been controlled by fear forever. So any of these things that seem frightful, it's just fear mongering. So just dismiss it. So where we're at right now, we have to wait till next week. Once Trump is in, we'll see if things start happening and moving forward. And once they do, I'll let you know where we're at. Until then, relax, have a great weekend, and just remain calm. And let's see what next week brings. It should be very exciting. Have a great day, everybody.